Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the greatest YouTube channel on the planet, Sivel Talk. I am Miziev, baby man tours all day.
Still remaining as Just Bo.
With no last name, he is Just Bo, and this is just a brand new set, Transitions. That's what I do, dramatic effect, life is nothing without it. So yeah guys, let us know what you think. I know we shook things up a little bit, we're sitting on different sides. I'm still used to Bo being over here, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. And today, what are we gonna talk about, man?
I don't know.
You should have been prepared.
No, I'm kidding. Nah, today we're going to be talking about Doctor Strange. For anyone who follows the Marvel Universe, you know who you are. If not, and you've seen bits and clips of him through commercials and stuff like that, you know a little bit about him. And pretty much, if you're watching us, we're going to teach you a little bit about his backstory, letting you know.
Say this right off the bat, spoilers. I'll kick it off. Okay, so Stephen Strange, as he's known by his friends and family, he was a neurosurgeon. And yeah,
Doctor Strange played by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Who's Benedict Cumberbatch? No, I'm just kidding. So Stephen Strange, he was a neurosurgeon. Not only was he a neurosurgeon, he was a great one. He was amazing at his job. But like many people who are really good at what they do, he was super cocky about it, super arrogant, kind of douchebag kind of dude, honestly. Karma kind of got handed him, and wow. That was a pun, kind of. Yeah, okay. Karma kind of got in there, and there was one time where he was kind of just driving, and his car skid off the road, and he was in a horrible car accident, which crushed the bones in his hands. Like, he literally, like, lost almost all the use of his hands. And if you guys know anything about being a surgeon, one of the main things that you need is really steady hands. So without your hands, you're pretty much lost. Exactly.
Like this.
No, no. Thank God you're not a surgeon. My God. He's totally like just destroyed by this, obviously, like anybody would be. And he tries to find different ways to get his hands fixed through medicine and other things. And he ends up not wasting, but like draining all his money trying to do this, man, which kind of sucks for him. His search leads him to the Himalayas, where he meets the Ancient One, which will be played by Hilda Swanton, right?
Tilda Swanton.
Tilda Swanton, that's what I said. Yeah, anyways. Tilda Swanton.
We'll put a picture of her right here.
Yeah, right there for you guys. So yeah, she's being played by this Tilda
Swanton.
Tilda Swanton. And just so you guys know, in the comics is the guy. They changed it up for the movie, which is fine. He goes to the Ancient One and basically tries to get him to change, to fix his hands for him. Initially, he declines. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. You're a douche. But then kind of sees the light in him, like many good teachers do, and ends up helping him out. So that's pretty sweet. And then the Ancient One trains him on the mystical arts and, you know, trains him on like how to use his magic and all that stuff, which is pretty sweet. And he becomes the Sorcerer Supreme, which isn't just a nickname. It's literally a title that's given to you. There's been many of them throughout history. The Ancient One himself was a Sorcerer Supreme, and now it's Doctor Strange. And you're basically that front and center defense against any kind of evil mythical beings or demons or anything like that.
Yeah. His powers are pretty crazy. Like we said, Doctor Strange is more on like the magical side, so his powers come from magical entities. Magical entities being like old foes, villains that they've beaten, or just like mystical objects they've found, and pretty much they use, if it's like an old villain, they turn them into like an object and they draw power from it. Yeah. Some of his powers, manipulation and energy projection. He has astral projection. He also has mesmerism, which is basically like a form of hypnosis.
He can travel in between dimensions, and he has mental possession, which is pretty insane. It's creepy, but it's a cool power to have. You can do a lot with it for sure. And then I know there's two items that he commonly uses that are in the movie. One is the Cloak of Levitation, the other the Eye of Agamotto. And those are going to play a big part. I know that the Eye of Agamotto was already confirmed to be an Infinity Stone, so that's going to play a huge part in this movie. Another thing you guys should know about Doctor Strange is that and expect this in the movie, if they stay true to the comic, they're going to stay true to this, he has a lot of little phrases that he uses. So like, for example, like he'll be like something big will happen and he'll be like, by the Eye of Agamotto, and like he has a ton of things like that he says or whatever, so expect that as just a part of who he is. If you're reading the comics right now, which this one right there is a good one to start if you guys want to get into it, he actually kind of lost a lot of his magical powers, and now he's using mainly just objects to like use his magic and stuff like that. So he has like a bubble gun that'll like explode and like stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's insane. And he has like this axe he carries around. This was pretty wild.
Villains, Mads Mikkelsen, who's going to be playing, I believe his name is Caecilius. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but if you've seen the trailer, he's the guy whose eyes look like they're just being ripped out. I don't know, like, it's just like, it looks weird. It looks awesome, but it looks weird. He is at odds with the Ancient One, and that's when they separate, basically, because he was trained with him. He wants to bring back his dead wife and dead son, and he believes that bringing other dimensions to Earth will allow him to bring them back to life. So obviously they're at odds about it, so they pretty much just separate, and of course, you know, they start clashing.
Well, I don't want to get too spoilery, so I'll just say this. That guy is not his arch nemesis. His arch nemesis is definitely in the movie. Absolutely, definitely in there. Yes. I'm not going to say who it is, but that guy isn't his arch nemesis, just so you guys know. On top of that, expect either an appearance or them to mention Dormammu, who we'll put a picture of him here. He is all over Doctor Strange comics, honestly. Like, he actually, I'm pretty sure he's the guy that he partners with his arch nemesis like all the time. So yeah, just expect to see him at one point or another.
If you don't know who Dormammu is, he's basically like a Ghost Rider on steroids.
Yeah,
like
with
he's
weird clothes.
Yeah, he's just like a giant with a flaming
That's what he
head.
looks like. Yeah, his powers are a little different, but that's basically what he looks like. That's pretty much all we got, right?
I think that's it, yeah.
Thank you once again for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Forward to you guys' comments and all that stuff every single day. Once again, I have been BZF Baby Manitors all day.
I'm still just Bo.
Follow him here, follow me here, and we will see you next week.